Welcome creatives, Michelle here. I have a beautiful floral Easter wreath for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to take these materials from Dollar Tree and make a beautiful large floral Easter wreath. Stay tuned and I'll show you how to make it. For our wreath today, I'm going to be using an 18-inch wire wreath form that I picked up from Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using one of their jumbo noodles. These are $3. You can use one of the smaller noodles, but you will need two to go around the 18-inch wreath form. Now you want to flip your wreath form over so you have the concaved side up. And you're also going to need some of the really large zip ties that you can get at Dollar Tree. And what we're going to do is we're going to bend and insert the pool noodle inside that concave, and we're going to get it attached using the zip ties. So I'm going to start by getting one of the ends attached, and I'm going to run that zip tie around the entire wreath form and the pool noodle. Enjoying today's content? Please show your support by hitting the like button, leaving a comment, and sharing the video with your friends. I have my pool noodle attached. Now I needed to trim it to get it to come together. And I have a little space here. Before I fill that, I put on a pipe cleaner. This is what I'm going to use to hang it. And then the piece that I cut out, I just cut so that it will fit right in here. But I wanted to make sure I got my hanger on first. And then I'm just going to zip tie that one into place. In the description box below is a detailed list of all the tools and materials used in today's project. Now you might be wondering why I'm using the wire frame. That is to hold the pool noodle in the shape that I want it to be in. It's okay that it comes up a little high here. I want to put a bow probably a little bit on this side, and then all my florals, and then my focal point here. Now you're also going to need a really good mix of spring florals. I tried to stick with kind of a light purples, some pinks, some whites, and yellows. And I have several stems here, different types of spring florals. I have several of my florals cut, and I cut everything and left it with 2 to 3 inches worth of stem. Some I left the leaves on, some I did not. And now I'm just pushing them into the pool noodle. If you're planning on putting your wreath outside, you'll want to hot glue your florals into the foam. And then just go through, mix up the colors and the different types of florals. Make sure that you put some on the inner side, the top side, and the outer side. So if you walk up from either side of the wreath, you do not see the pool noodle. And if you're standing in the front looking at it, that you don't see it on the inside. Also, when you're adding your florals, you want them to sit up off of the foam by about 1 inch or more. And here you go. I have all of my florals in, and I just went through, made sure to mix all of my colors, and they're so pretty together. As you can see, I made sure to go all the way down on the sides so you can't see it, and same thing on the inside. You want to make sure that that is nice and covered. Now for our focal point, I'm going to be using one of these egg yardsticks that you can pick up at Dollar Tree. They have several different ones to choose from, but I really liked this one. Now remember, we did add a hanger here, so that's the top. I want to put this guy a little bit over on the side, and I'm going to use the stake here to stick it into the pool noodle. I had some hard time getting the egg stuck in, so I broke off the stake and I took a dowel rod and I've broken it in half. I've glued it to either side, and then I also added some staples to make sure that that isn't going to move. That'll be much easier for me to put it into the pool noodle. I have my egg in the center, and now I want to add my embellishments. I picked up one package of each color of these egg picks. They come in green, blue, pink, yellow, and purple. You get 4 in a package. I'm going to be adding these to my wreath. You just need to decide how long you need your stick. If you need to trim it, you can trim it. If you don't, then you don't. And I'm just going to go through. I want to sneak them in here and there. I have all of my egg picks in. I think they were so perfect, especially since I used the larger egg in the center. Now I want to add a pretty bow. Let's make our bow. I'm going to be using my Easy Bow Maker. I love this machine. It makes it very easy to make bows. These are the 2 ribbon I'm going to be using. They are both 1.5 inches. This is my favorite Royal Canvas in light pink. And then this one, I believe I got from Hobby Lobby in their Easter craft section. I love all those beautiful different shades of pastels and then that silvery shimmer to it. I'm going to start with my solid pink. Let's see, I'm going to go 10 inches on this tail. Pinch and twist. And now I want my bow to be very loopy, so I'm going to measure my loops at 6 inches, and I'm going to do 2 loops on either side with this ribbon. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing with this ribbon, except I'm going to make my tails at 8 inches. Now when you have ribbon that only has the pattern on one side, on your tails the pattern should be facing up, but once you come through and you go to make your loops, that pattern should be facing down. Okay, I'm going to go back to this ribbon. I'm going to measure my tails at 8 inches, pinch and twist. And now I'm going to make 1 loop on either side at 6 inches. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat with this ribbon. 8 inches, pinch and twist. Okay, so I'm going to add 1 more loop for my center loop at the same length, 6 inches. And then to get back to the correct side, I'm going to come through the large and the small dowel rod in the front. Take a full length pipe cleaner. You want to slide that down underneath till you're next to your dowel rods. I always like to push all my ribbon down so I can get it nice and snug and lift out. Want to make sure you have that little piece here in the front for your center loop. Wrap your pipe cleaners around and pull them to the back. You want to get that nice and snug. Okay, just make sure you have a little piece of that center loop on the correct side. Then you can pull down your tails and open up all your loops. If you need to adjust, you want to go right down to where the loop comes out and adjust there. If you need to open it up or twist it, that's what you go. So that's approximately what your bow should look like. I will trim my tails and do my further adjusting once I get it onto the wreath. Now to get my bow attached to my wreath form, I'm going to be using floral pins. You can pick this up at Walmart or Hobby Lobby. So the first one I want to tie onto the bow here by using the pipe cleaners. Give a couple good twists, trim, and tuck those pipe cleaners. And then this is what I'm going to use. I will poke it into the floral foam and then I will go over this crisscross to secure it. So that's why I'm using 2 pins. I have my bow on, I fluffed it out, and I dovetailed all of my ends. I think it looks so pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. Now you see I put the egg just a little bit off to this side and then put the bow on the other side to even it out. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Now this big beautiful wreath measures 28 inches in diameter. It is definitely a showstopper. Thank you so much for stopping by. You know your visit is always appreciated. Have a great day, my friend. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.